Focusing on the process more than the result in your parenting journey is a gateway to raising young people grounded in character and godliness. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can do this. My name is Mercy Kaleme. You're welcome to this channel. If you are joining me for the first time, I would like you to subscribe to this channel so that you get notification each time I upload a new video. In this video, I'm going to share with you why this topic is important, what focusing on the process means, what happens when you fail to focus on the process. As a parent, if you desire to raise young people that will be grounded in character, young people that will uphold integrity and become role models to the younger generation, you need to start by raising your children to focus more on what is important. And what is that thing that is important? That is the process and not the results. Okay, we need to focus on guiding them to be grounded in character, which in turn will make them to be committed to the process of achieving the desired result. All right, why is this topic important? Whatever you focus on becomes the center of your interest. It drives your energy, okay, towards it. If as a parent you start to focus on guiding your children to become grounded in character, this will in turn make them to be committed to the process of achieving the desired result. But if you do not do this, the children, especially teenagers, will try to get whatever they want or what they desire by all means, including the wrong means. I remember when my husband told my daughter to make sure that she make A's, in her grades. As he kept telling my daughter this, each time my daughter comes back home, one day something happened. I noticed that there were, scribbled papers near her window. So I went there and picked the papers. I opened the paper and I saw that it was her schoolwork. And I was wondering why she tore out that paper that had been marked. It's a part of her book that had been marked. And I saw that she didn't score the total mark, okay? Like she got like 15 over 20 or so thereabout. So I brought the paper and I saw another one, I picked it. I waited for her to come back from school. And I asked her why she has to tear out those papers, okay, which is supposed to be her CAT, what they call continual assessment test. Okay. I told her to bring the size book where she wrote the test. So she brought it, and I found out that the one that she now has in her book, she now got it 20 over 20. I said, why do you have to tear this one? I said, who marked this one? She said, she marked it herself. And I was amazed. I was trying to find out, why did she have to do this? So she said, because she didn't get everything. She didn't score everything. That's when she later spoke to me. And I remembered what my husband used to tell her. And I said, wow. In fact, that was what led me to, to talk about this topic, focusing on the process. So I had a discussion with my husband and I let him know what the expectation had led her to. So we now discussed about it and we decided to focus more on the process. Okay, we decided to start talking about the process of getting that result, not just the result, so that the child will not just be looking at what is going to score the grades, but how to work hard, work towards achieving that grade, that success, that result, expected results. Okay, so that taught me a lesson, and that is why I want to share it with parents. It may appear in other aspects of children's life, okay? Like when you see some people, young people that are online, maybe teenagers or people in the early 20s, you see teenagers that will say, oh, I built my first house while I'm 18 or in my 17 years, okay? And you see some other young people that are saying this thing. You see them feeling bad that they are not able to achieve that at that age. And what they don't ask themselves, how did this person get to this point? How did this person make this money to build this kind of mansion or to buy this kind of car? But they would desire to get that kind of thing, but not considering the process, because the process is more important than the results. Okay. Now, what does focusing on the process means? Yeah. Focusing on the process means guiding them on the things that are required for them to achieve the desired results or the outcome. Okay. For instance, as a parent, you need to start early to encourage your children or your teenagers to read their books, study their books by supporting them through powerful and empowering questions such as, which course or subject do you find difficult to understand? You can ask questions, empowering questions like, where do you think you are finding it difficult in your school, on your academics? Okay. Helping them to prepare a study timetable is another thing that you can also do. This is how you help them focus on the process. Getting a private teacher for the course your child finds difficult to understand. When you find out that this particular course, my child cannot understand it, and I've try to get someone who is an expert in that course that can, coach your child so that the child will be able to do well in that aspect. Okay, providing them materials needed for the academics, maybe the textbooks or whatever they need in that process, to achieve the desired result. As parents, you need to provide for your children. Helping them with their homework is another thing. Okay, you should be present to be able to help them with their homework. Okay, now being source of encouragement instead of shaming them. Some parents do this. Your mates, they can achieve this. Look at what they are scoring, and look at you. You are failing this. Saying a lot of things. You mention somebody's name or their classmates or their friends and compare them with their friends. Using shaming words on them. It will not make the child to improve. You need to encourage the child. Let the child know you can do better. All you need to do is start doing this, start reading your book. You support the child, encourage the child instead of shaming the child. All right. Let's talk about what focusing on the process involves. I'm going to use the acronym process to talk about this. Okay. Now, P is what? It involves prayers, patience, and perseverance. Yes. Yes. We are in a world where people want things to happen. Them learn to be patient, teach them patience, to be patient in life, because impatience can lead them into doing is what? Optimism. It involves being optimistic. Okay, you need to encourage your child to be optimistic. Stay positive. Be positive about life. And if you are, you will see everything will align for you. It's going to work out for you. I started early to teach my daughter, to be positive in life, because there were times my daughter used to say negative words and thought. Times she would say, I cannot do this one. No, I don't know. I can't do it. I always saying negative things. And I started early to tell her to stop saying negative things. There is nothing that you want to achieve you cannot achieve. If only you start speaking positive. So when she says negative things, I'll counter it with positive words. So a time came, I was surprised to see her saying positive things about herself. One day I said something, I said a negative thing, like I was hoping to get something, I was like, oh, it's like this thing will no longer work out or something. My daughter was like, Mom, are you the one saying this? No, now you have to be positive. I saying it will no longer work. No, you have to be positive. And I realized myself immediately. I was so glad that she reminded me. And that made me to know that she too has, become a positive person. So you need to be optimistic. Mother Teresa said, the way you help heal the world is to start with your own family. C is there is what? Culture. Okay. When we begin to make our children to focus on the process, you build a culture, yes, in your home that everyone will follow. When you begin to tell them, let's assume that it's about the academics, and you are telling them to read their book. Maybe you have timetable, you have time they read their books, you have scripture time, you have screen time, you have all those time for everything. You build a culture in them that when they go out there, They cannot influence other people. Even when they have their own family, they'll be able to build also this good culture in their children, which is concentrated on more on the process rather than the results. And it will help them to build good character, in themselves. Okay. So the next one is E. E. Remember, we're using the acronym process. E is what? Empowerment. Yes. You need to empower the child. Okay. Focusing on the process involves empowering the child too. How do you empower the person? Whatever the person needs to go through that process and achieve the needed result or achieve the outcome, you have to do your best to provide those things. For a student who needs textbooks, you'll be able to provide the textbook. Let it not be that it's a textbook that is making the child not to do well, in school. Okay. Let it not be that they don't have writing materials. That's why they are not doing well. Okay. In whichever way you need to support the child to empower the person as he or she passes through the process to get to the desired results. Then S, the first S there is what? Solving problems, solution, solving problems. You see, in focusing on the process, okay, you learn to solve problems. The child will learn to solve problems in life. I'm still using academics for example. There are other things, not just in the academics. So in academics, if the child is able to do assignments or projects or homework as the case may be, you see that the child is learning to solve problems. Okay, when you are following the process, because you're going to meet ups and downs. In the process, you will learn, you unlearn, you relearn. From the past mistakes, you can say, okay, I will no longer do it this way, I will do it that way. People need solutions to their problems. People are looking for who will help them solve problems. So focusing on the process, we help the child to learn to solve problems. Solving problems these days can help you to generate a lot of money. Why are we online? People are online helping each other to solve problems. People have a lot of problems they are passing through, and they are looking for someone that can produce results, someone that can bring up a solution to their problems. So when your child focuses on the process more than the results, the child is able to learn how to solve problems in life. And in learning how to solve problems in life, he or she can be able to help other people to solve their problems. The last but not the least is what? Success. And that is what you desire. That for your child, good success, which the Bible talks about in Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. Where it says, this book of the Lord shall not depart from thy mouth, that thou shalt meditate on it day and night, that thou may do what? Observe to do all that is. Which is what? Regrets. Feeling of regret sets in, when you fail to focus on the process, even though you have achieved the desired result. Yet within you, that person will be regretting. You will have regret. You may not do it in presence of other people. While the person is alone, the person will be regretting. Oh, but I didn't do this. I didn't achieve this the right way. I wish I did this. When they see other people that follow the process and achieved the desired results, they're just in their mind, they are wishing that they are those people. Imagine where somebody had to pay. Maybe you paid for you to pass your exams, and you didn't write well. Within you, and you still regret. Okay. Now, the next thing there, which is E, is what? Excuses. Excuses are built. You see the child begin to accuse parents or others. I'm still using academics for example. You paid your way through and you succeeded and became whatever you think you said you studied. And then when it's time for you to now put in practice what you have studied, maybe eventually you got a job, and then you're expected to serve in such a way that will correspond to what your result is showing, and then you are doing otherwise. You cannot. You see, the child begin to accuse the parent. Maybe it's the parent that gave money to sort out everything, and the person is now out with a good result. The child begin to accuse the parents. Excuses will set in. Oh, if it's such a person, sometimes when he or she is asked to do that thing that he knows he doesn't know how to do, he will start giving excuses just to dodge from that, from doing that particular thing, because he or she doesn't know how to do it. And when you keep giving excuses, your boss may get fed up and the person may lose the job. All right. S is what? Selfish attitude. Okay, let me look at people that use dubious means to get money, or young people that stole, to make it, to dubious means, fraud and all that. Such people, watch them. Most of the times, they are selfish. They can't give you anything. I'm telling you the truth. They are selfish. They are self-centered. It's all about them. Because sometimes you begin to sit down and they are being haunted by the things, terrible things that they have done to get that money. And most of the time, they find it difficult to give it out to other people. Yes. Now, you is what? Unfulfilled life. There's this feeling of unfulfillment in life. When you know that you didn't do what you're supposed to do to get to that place. And then you just dodge the process. Do one thing or the other, and then you get to the result without, following the process. You see that the person will have this feeling of unfulfillment. No matter how the high the person gets to, the person, that individual within him or her will still have the feeling of, oh, not yet fulfilled, because there is a part of your life that you skipped, which you're supposed to follow. Okay? The L is limiting beliefs to low self-esteem. Yes. The person does not believe that he can achieve some certain heights in life. Yes. Because he knows where he or she was coming from. He can say, oh, I couldn't even do this. How am I able to achieve this other one that is higher? So limiting belief sets in, low self-esteem sets in. When they come in contact with people that pass through the process and get to where they're supposed to be, when coming to other people that have passed through the process, learn, unlearn, and relearn, and have a lot of experience that they can share, they have nothing to say about the process. And so those self-esteem sets in. The last but not the least is what? Tears. Some of them begin to have secret tears in their inner room. You see them crying. They won't cry outside. They will go inside and cry because they know they have missed the process. There is something that they ought to learn they didn't learn. There is something that they ought to learn they didn't relearn. There is something that they are missing by not following the process. They shed tears in the secret. So this is what happens when you fail to focus on the process. So you see, in order not to have this kind of results, it will be better to focus on the process more. Enjoy the journey. Learn what needs to be learned in the process. Acquire the skills on the process and build character. I want you to share with me one thing that resonates with you most in this video. I would like you to subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be making interesting contents like this.